two things that those elites and technocrats in political places seem to think about the people is that they are a bunch of sheeple, and well, some of them are, but it's less and less so. And even Zbigniew Brzezinski recognized this, that more than ever people were politically awake, and it's been proven with the Brexit vote, and now with Donald Trump voted in the USA, which really made my day and actually my week, and I'm gonna feel some natural high for some time. Um, and the other thing is that we have a goldfish memory, and we forget things really quickly. So that is why, even though people disproved their first belief, it's important to keep them accountable for everything that has been promised during those elections. And I remember like two things that were being said out loud and cheered up on. It was lock her up and drain the swamp. So the my reserve now about lock her up is that when Donald Trump came out on election night to make his speech, he was way too gracious towards Hillary. So I understand that he wants unity in a very fragile time frame, because there is some divide, and as you can see, there are some riots incited, obviously, but since some people got to see some Craigslist ads for people creating those riots and getting paid for it. So those riots are incited. But so it was right to step up on the stage and trying to be as conciliatory as possible at that moment in time. But there was no need to be that gracious, because words like we all owe Hillary a deep debt of gratitude for all her services towards this country is a little bit too much, you know. I don't think there is a gratitude gratitude to have like towards such a lying and deceiving snake. Um, so that felt very reconciliatory. And the next day, Hillary suggested the possibility to work alongside Donald Trump on the next administration. I mean, this is something to watch for, and I'm sure people are not gonna forget, because basically he was elected on those premises, you know, drain the swamp and lock her up. I believe we all want to see the Clintons being locked up. As far as I'm concerned, I wish to see them dragged in the mud, dragged in the dirt, and you know, even more like they did it to Saddam and Gaddafi. Honestly, that's the level they belong to, and I hope to see the Nuremberg trials on steroids for these guys. So very, very important to remain watchful about that, and important to remain watchful about any false flags, any events, because I feel like the next 2 months are gonna be bumpy and rocky for everybody. The transition might not go as smooth. Um I hope, because some people suggested that maybe there was a deal made in the backstage, and I hope it didn't happen. And I can see how it could have been made, because it was really, really out of character for Hillary to concede those elections, and it felt. I mean, I was watching it live, and it really felt like way too easy. I mean, for such a fighter like her, like there was they already went on rigging the numbers for them to be kind of tied very close in the votes. And I think she could have contested it. She would have definitely recounted it and maybe shave off some more votes from Donald Trump along the way, and the fact that she didn't go to the end like this and just conceded on the same night when it was the fight of her life, it's that's definitely suspicious, you know. So of course, when you top it off with the we owe a deep debt of gratitude, it's I don't know, you know, it makes me a little bit nervous, you know, about what was said and done. But it's too early to call Donald Trump on this. He's just a president-elect so far, and you know, I guess he's gonna try to establish himself as strongly as possible before like following with his promises. Because if he's for real, uh, it it's not gonna be easy. So anyway, so congratulations to the people of America to have had this courage of making your vote count, because it was not an easy decision. You know, the mainstream media propaganda was really strong, and as far as I'm concerned, it took real independent thinking to go out and make your vote count. So congratulations, and for now, let's just enjoy the decision. And I really say enjoy it, because on the same night, you know, I of course I projected myself mentally, thinking, what would it mean if Hillary won? How would I feel? And it was, I just had a dreadful feeling. Like at once, everything died in me, and I snapped out of it, thinking like, damn, you know, I was just, you know, like you wake up in a nightmare, except that it was a nightmare of my own making, because I was just mentally projecting in something that was not the reality of the moment. So that felt amazing. That felt amazing that this reality didn't take place, and that Donald Trump was voted in, which was the best case scenario. So let's hope for the best now. Cheers.